Hello, everyone, and welcome to Midnight Movies. I am your co-host, Cody.
And I'm the other co-host, Nikki.
And look at this. This is our first podcast, hopefully of many. We'll see kind of how this goes, but
Yes, definitely.
excited to have you all here with us. We're just going to give this a try, give a little introduction to ourselves. My name's Cody. I'm a lover of movies, and
Same. That's kind of how our friendship started.
Yeah.
Was talking about movies.
pretty much, like, we worked at the same place. We won't say for legal reasons where that was, but it rhymes with
Yeah.
Margaret.
Yes.
So make of that what you will.
I'm sure you guys could probably deduce where that is at.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's where our friendship blossomed. I don't know if you knew I had beef with you.
I actually did know this. Because Ian told me.
Yeah. There's so many nights, and I was like, this guy has a problem with me, so I have a problem with him.
Here's the thing. I'm very kind of cold sometimes, and I can come off very, like, focused, and some people misinterpret that as being an asshole or being, like,
Yes.
standoffish, but I had no beef with you
Yes, and
at all.
well, and after we did discuss our love of movies, I think you said like a Hellraiser quote, and I was like, oh, Hellraiser, like know that, and we started talking about horror movies more, and then I was like, oh, this guy's cool, he's not bad, and then other people were like, no, he's an asshole, and I'm like, no, you just
really?
don't
Other people
yeah.
even thought that. That I didn't know.
Yes, no, and I was like, no, you just don't get him. And then I had to like, I was getting people on your side after that. I was being a Cody stan at that point.
But yeah, we both love talking about movies a whole lot, and eventually our editor Jade actually suggested to both of us that we should start a podcast.
Yes.
And we couldn't technically do that because I was your boss, and that would be a conflict of interest. But hey, here we are.
Here we are now.
Neither of us work at that place
Yes.
anymore, so we can do this.
We left. 'Cause it
We
was awful.
left for the better, so.
So we're thriving now. And yeah, we get to do this, so I'm super excited.
I know. And today, we're actually not going to start off with a movie. I know. Midnight movies, a little bit of a...
Contradictory
A
off
little
the
bit of
bat.
a red herring, I guess, if you could say. Instead, we're going to talk about Monster, the Ed Gein Story. Just came out on October 3rd on Netflix. The series follows the wholesome life and times of Edward Gein and his upbringing as a simple Midwestern boy with slight mommy issues who
Just slight.
who just learns to overcome all of his obstacles.
It really felt like he had, I don't want to spoil it right now, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was not what I expected. I expected like an actual true telling, because I haven't really watched anything from this director. And it was funny because I was looking at reviews and people were like, this is what's expected of him now.
Yeah.
Just total craziness.
That segues into what I was going to ask, which is how familiar are you with the creator of this?
Not very, because when Dahmer came out, he did Dahmer, right?
Yeah.
Because I love Evan Peters.
Oh,
Love
who
him.
Doesn't?
Yes.
He's a total fucking heartthrob.
He's gorgeous. I love him.
I ain't gay, but I would.
but would. But no, so that's why I started watching that. And honestly, I didn't finish it because just the Dahmer story in general is very heavy. I would listen to one true crime podcast a lot, and I actually had to stop because it bums you out.
It's not a fun story.
No, it's not. And like, you know, I wanted to watch it. I had listened to true crime podcast about Dahmer before watching it, and I was like, ooh, that's heavy. Watching it was somewhat also not pleasant.
Fair enough.
So I didn't finish it. And with this one, with Ed Gein, I didn't want to finish it for other reasons. So
Which we'll get into.
yeah.
A little bit of foreshadowing for you all there.
Yeah.
No, I'm fairly familiar with Ryan Murphy and all the stuff he's done. He's done all the monsters, so Ed Gein, he was Well, actually, he's very hands off on this. Apparently, Ian Brennan, which is like
Oh.
his cohort, kind of took over this, and Ryan Murphy kind of stepped back because if you look at everything Ryan Murphy does, he has like fucking 10 projects going on all at once.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
Busy guy.
I'm familiar with like the stuff he's done in the past. He's been involved with American Horror Story, American Crime Story, a little bit of a insight. I hate American Horror Story.
Really? I was gonna say I love American Horror Story.
It's a show on paper I should love, but I don't.
You know, okay, we won't get too much into this. Some seasons I really love. Some seasons,
Yeah,
not a huge fan.
like I like Asylum.
Asylum's good. Asylum and Freak Show, I feel like are probably well, and what's the Murder House? I think is the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think the first three are like.
Murder House is the reason why I don't like American
Really?
Horror Story. Not to get into it, but I don't like a single character in that show.
Okay. Agree to disagree. But that's when I found Evan Peters and I was like, I love this freaking guy.
How did I discover Evan Peters? It might have been the X-Men movies,
Oh,
to be
God.
perfectly honest.
Him as Quicksilver.
Him as Quicksilver.
His breakout role.
He's a silver daddy in that, let me tell you.
Oh my god. I won't even get into that, but I don't like the new X-Men movies.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. 20th Century Fox is owned by Disney now.
True. Disney owns everything.
Yeah, they do. But anyway, apparently, like, he's done American Horror Story, American Crime Story. He's doing the 911 series that's currently going.
I get ads for that all the time, and
I don't
it
even
looks
know
ridiculous.
I don't know what that show's about.
It is so over dramatized. I just saw an ad where they're in space. They went to space.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
I mean, we'll talk about it with Ed Gein, but, like, he does some crazy shit, this Ryan Murphy.
Oh my god. Okay, so he's just wild. And, all right.
And then, apparently, I just learned this week he was also involved with Glee.
Oh, shout out Glee.
Which, me being a theater kid,
Did you watch Glee?
I did not watch any of Glee. I did not care.
You're going to be a Glee head.
Yeah.
No, I did not watch Glee either. I don't know why. I had all my friends in high school did theater. I did not. For some reason, I just do not like when people sing like that. I don't know why.
Controversial take, everybody, but I love musicals.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. I love musicals, but just I don't know why. I'm just not a
You're
choir
just not
fan.
you're just not a fan of high school kids singing.
Yes, I think that that is it.
Which is fair.
I was like, I can't put my finger on it.
I was a high school kid singing, and even I hated it.
We hate high school kids singing.
I'm just kidding. I had fun in high school, I guess. I don't know.
It was a time.
It was a time. But yeah, I guess segueing into the next topic, how familiar are you with Ed Gein himself? Like, the actual man.
I re-listened to a true crime podcast before watching this, so I could kind of get, like, the actual more true side. Because, I mean, at the end of things, no one really knows what the motive was behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they can't put it, like there's so many speculations and stuff like that, but I did watch a true crime or listen to a podcast about it. So I was like somewhat familiar as someone can be listening to one podcast. That's how familiar I am.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I've known of Ed Gein for a long time. Like when I started getting into horror movies in high school.
Yes.
Like watching Psycho and knowing that this man inspired.
Yes.
You guys can't see it, but I'm doing quotation marks. We'll get into it. But he inspired Psycho. So, like, I got into it and figured out that he inspired stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, and it fascinated me. So I read up a lot about Ed Gein back when I was younger. I purchased a book called Deviant, the Ed Gein Story, which I did not have time to read. But thank you, Ryan Murphy, for forever having in my search history best book about Ed Gein. So now I'm on a watch list somewhere, probably.
Yeah, most likely. I know. I did a lot of Googling Ed Gein and stuff like that, like these past like couple of days, and I'm sure I'm on a list.
Probably.
Well, maybe not. They know the movie came out.
I mean, true crime's very popular nowadays, so I think a lot of people's Google search history is just a bunch of serial killers out there.
Yes, but no. Yeah, I went ahead and researched like more movies like that did like the I don't know what the genre would be. I guess like true crime based movies. Like how do you feel about like that genre in general?
I don't know. What would be a true crime
Like
movie?
the
Would Silence of the Lambs count? It almost feels like
well,
it
like you know,
could
like
be.
movies where like it's based off of like a
Oh.
serial killer. Like this would have been. This is, I guess, is based off a serial killer.
Well, much like my thoughts on just any movie that's based on a true story, it's like I can give you some leeway with like exaggerating details because you have to make it theatrical.
Yes.
It's hard to make a person's life into an either an episodic format or into a 2-hour long film because there's not much into like a person's day-to-day, so you can't encompass all of it, so you have to like condense everything. My only caveat is just like it has to be mostly accurate.
Yes,
I
would agree.
It has to adhere to like the actual real life story and like tell mostly facts.
Yes, I appreciate because like obviously they are going to dramatize some stuff or there's going to be some holes they have to fill. But like one of the movies I was thinking of that I really enjoyed and I watched way too young, I was probably like 8 or 10, was Monster. Mm-hmm. In which...
Oh, that's the Charlize Theron movie,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I haven't seen that movie,
so... That's a good movie.
That's actually not true. I watched like maybe 30 minutes of it, but I never finished it. I was kind of half paying attention because like we had it on in the background or something like that.
Maybe we'll do that. But that's a really good movie. I watched it way too young. I was like 8 or 10. And that
got freaked out because Charlize Theron had no eyebrows. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. Scary. But no, that I felt like that was well done. Like, you know, it told a story where it was like, you know, horrible things happened to her, obviously, like trauma and whatnot, which could have led to, you know, some of the murders that she did. But then it is like, well, some of them she just did because she wanted to. Mm-hmm. Like, it showed both sides, and I felt like it did a good job of, you know, you kind of feeling, like, sympathy for her, but then you being like, oh, well, no, you're still bad because you're just murdering people.
Yeah.
Just because. Sometimes they do not do that. And they go a little off script, I feel like, with what actually happened.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start off with a little like spoilery free review.
Yes.
Just in case anyone here who hasn't seen it, which by the way, this like did numbers on Netflix, I guess. Like I think in its second week it was number 1 on Netflix.
Yeah, people are eating this up.
So, like, I feel like most of the people listening to this have already, like, seen Ed Gein. But we'll still give spoiler-free in case anyone who hasn't seen it. Yes. Give yourself some time. But anyway, my general thoughts on Ed Gein, and I'm going to put this as gently and as nice as I can. I fucking hate this show. I can't even say that I hate Monster as a show. I just hate this season in particular. And it's not just the many inaccuracies to Ed Gein's story, which there are plenty, and that's a reason to be pissed off at this show.
Yes.
But it's the glorification of everything that Ed Gein did and the weird, like, trying to feel sympathy for him.
Yes, they did a whole sympathy and, like, redemption arc, I felt like.
It's so fucking bizarre.
It was so strange. And I was like, why?
Why are we feeling sympathy for Ed Gein?
Yes. Like what are we doing? Like,
I know, yeah. It's...
This is crazy. He made furniture from...
He made furniture from dead bodies that he dug up from a grave.
Yes, and like he did have mental health issues, obviously. And that's fine to portray and to show, and like he had trauma, but you know, feel bad for that part of him, but then don't feel bad for he acted on these things. He didn't get help, and I know it wasn't widely available at the time, but still.
Yeah, there is an argument to say like American health system didn't really recognize mental illness back then, and maybe if Ed Gein actually had the ability to like find help, then maybe I can see some sympathy in there. But
Yes.
no, like the show's title says, Ed Gein was a monster.
Yeah.
And yet the show goes out of its way to show him as not a monster.
Yeah, they're like, please look at this poor sweet baby boy. Like,
so much so that even at points they take things that Ed Gein was responsible and put them on other people's shoulders.
yeah, no, yes, the fact that they just gave whole storylines and relationships to people that he just didn't have with.
Yeah, complete fabrications. Like
And like you said, placing the blame on someone else, and it's like, these are real people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, and you know, with someone who has never like seen a Ryan Murphy product, like, you know, or know of like seeing these like monster shows, I would have went into this like, and if I didn't know anything about true crime, I would have been like, okay, this is probably partially real, like probably some of it is dramatized, but I would have assumed a lot of the people involved in relationships going on were true.
Mm-hmm. And that's at the crux of why I hate this season.
Yes.
Is because people nowadays don't like to do research.
No, they don't do their own research. And like I said, I know as much of Ed Gein as someone who would listen to one podcast. And that's not enough, because
No.
everyone's going to do different research for their podcast, do different things. And, you know, different articles even say different things about, you know, the reason why
Yeah,
he might have done this.
There's been a lot of misinformation, especially
Yeah.
at the time when these crimes were happening, about why
Exactly.
Ed Gein was doing what he was doing. But, like, the danger of doing this show, like, there is an argument that you could say, well, it's not a documentary. It's
Yes.
a fictional, like, it's a fictional dramatization of things that happened in the past. And that's all fine and good, but when you put it under the banner of this is based off of a true story,
Yeah, exactly.
people aren't going to see it as fiction. They're going to be like, oh, wow, that actually happened.
Exactly, yeah.
So when we see Ed Gein killing in styles that he never actually did,
Oh my God.
or even killing people that he never actually did, people are going to look at that and be like, oh, that must have happened. When no, none of that happened.
Yes, because like we were talking about, a lot of horror movies that say based on a true story, a lot of them were based off of him. And they were just based off of one aspect of him. Not his whole life, not anything that he actually did, just like one little thing they took, and they're like, we could say based on a true story now. And that's also why you can't always believe a movie when it says based on a true story, because it's based off of one little teeny tiny thing most of the time. And the fact that they added that into this, I was just like, people are going to think that.
People are going to think that this
yeah.
is actually real.
Exactly. And I just was like, this is insane that we're just totally fabricating
Like,
at this point.
I think what it is, and we'll get into it, is like when you take out what Ed Gein did in real life, like the grave digging and the killing, like he killed 2 people in real life.
Yes.
We can't even really define him as a serial killer.
Yeah, and there's like also speculation that he could have killed more people because
But-
there's a lot of missing persons, but they can't tie anything. So he was tied to 2 killings.
2 people.
Yes, 2 people that he did kill, and then he grave robbed.
Pretty much. Like all the other corpses they found were already dead bodies.
Yes. And the fact that they added, there was a lot of killing in this.
A lot. In very bizarre ways, and bizarre like homages to the movies that he inspired.
I really felt like I was watching like the making of these movies.
And
at one point.
Well, I will give like one of the few compliments I'll give. I did enjoy seeing some of those recreations.
Yes.
Like, I really enjoyed, I guess, to kind of get into it, like some of the recreations of scenes from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like, I like seeing stuff like that. The story behind it is probably not true.
Yeah.
But it was fun seeing that. It was fun seeing the recreation of Psycho, like seeing the recreation of Silence of the Lambs. Like, those were fun. But it's just like, that's all you're doing is just recreating, but you're not adding anything to these scenes.
Well, and
you're not saying anything of any significance.
Yeah, and if anything, they're adding the characterization of the characters from the movie onto Ed Gein.
Mm-hmm. Which I would say that would actually probably make a better season. Like if I were to rewrite this in my head, if you were to structure it differently, I would have it be mostly about those stories, like the making of Psycho, making of Texas Chainsaw, making of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And all of these characters kind of just, as they're making the movie, postulate like who Ed Gein was.
Yes,
and then we do flashbacks to this version of Ed Gein, and it's like different every time because different people are thinking different things. So that way you can like do whatever you want with the Ed Gein story and just be like, oh, well, they'll understand that this is just the characters thinking of Ed Gein.
Yeah, not like what he actually...
Yeah, but that's not how this show is structured. This show is structured in the life and times of Ed Gein, and it has you believe that this is his actual story.
Yes. No, I was like, that would be a really good idea. I love a making of whatever. That would be fun. Do that, someone, please.
Someone other than Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan, please.
Yeah. Those two need to just calm down for a second.
They need to calm down on everything. They're doing Lizzie Borden next.
I'm scared.
Me too.
I'm so scared.
Charlie Hunnam's coming back.
Because that's just another story that we have, like, even smaller information about. Like,
that being said, I feel like you can have a little bit more leeway.
I guess.
I feel like they should do Jack the Ripper because so little is known about Jack the Ripper. You can just do fucking whatever you want.
Yeah, take that and run with it. Add more misinformation out there. Why not?
Yeah. I guess other positives, the acting's good.
Acting was good on some parts. Some acting
What
choices
What
were...
was Charlie Hunnam doing with that voice?
I have no idea.
Because he sounds like this.
Mother. There was some parts...
Mother, I'm going to get married, Mother.
It was crazy.
It's a choice.
Whose choice was that? I want to know.
It was his.
It was his as an actor.
As an actor.
He needs to stop.
I don't know, but Charlie Murphy did come out in interviews saying that he went with that choice to add sympathy to Ed Gein, to make him seem like more wholesome.
That's what I was wondering, because I was like, that choice of giving him that like childlike little voice, and like it brings like, oh, like he just doesn't know any better.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people say it reminds them of Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
But actually my frame of reference is like a lighter Patrick Star from SpongeBob. It sounds exactly like Patrick, but just lighter, just like, hey guys.
Yeah. No,
I'm
you're
a dimwit.
right. Oh my God, no, because I saw Winnie the Pooh referenced, and someone said Zoolander. I got Zoolander a lot. After I read that, I was like, oh my God.
Charlie Hunnam's face very much reminds me of Derek Zoolander. He's got those like jaw lines going out there.
Yeah, what's the face Zoolander did? Like his signature.
It's blue steel.
Yes.
And it's just him literally. This isn't going to translate on the podcast.
I know,
but it's him just turning and like pursing his lips and like throwing his brow or something like that.
He was serving face. Heavy.
Very much so. Serving that limp eye of his.
I could not stop looking at that, and I know that's...
I know Ed Gein kind of had like a little bit of a weird thing going on with his eyelid, but it seemed very over-exaggerated to the point that he didn't even look like a real person.
It was kind of distracting, because I was like, wow, they really made that a point. And he did have that. I mean, I think I remember on the podcast I listened to that he signed up for the army or military or something, and
probably everyone was signing up
at
for
that
the
point
military
exactly. But he was denied because of his eye droopage.
Yeah,
and they didn't really say that in the series, I don't think, at any point, but they made it apparent that was a part of his appearance.
Yeah, but it made him not look like a real person.
No, yeah.
I remember when I first watched the first episode, I was like, he doesn't look or seem like a real person.
Yeah, it is slightly distracting.
Yeah, I mean,
besides the voice, the eye, his eyelid being...
I mean, the acting in this is like just all around good. There isn't like too many huge stars outside of Charlie Hunnam. I mean, there's a few, but they're like.
You mean like Laurie Metcalf? You're not gonna
Okay.
mention her at all?
Be
Excuse
quiet.
me. She is typecast at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw someone in one of the reviews say that Sheldon Cooper was her hardest child between her and him and Ed Gein. Did you?
That's young Sheldon, right? You're referring...
Big Bang Theory.
Oh, Big Bang Theory.
Yes,
I never watched Big
and
Bang
young
Theory.
Sheldon.
Okay.
Because Laurie Metcalf's daughter plays young Sheldon's mom.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. Sorry, we're getting off track, but
yeah.
Anyway,
let's talk about the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Why not?
Big Bang Theory
that
and young
Sheldon Cooper is wild, isn't he?
Isn't he a scamp?
Oh my God, I want to punch him in his face. Anyway.
But she is typecast now as the overly bearing religious mother.
Mm-hmm. Which is fitting because that's what Ed Gein's mom was.
She plays it very well.
She was very good. She has a very convincing stroke face. Let me just say.
I love Laurie Metcalf. I've always loved her in Roseanne. That was the first thing I saw her in when I was younger.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was in Roseanne.
Mm-hmm. No, she has a great franticness about her. Like she seems very frantic in a frenzy all the time. And she does that so well. And I love seeing her. And I love that she's still doing roles. It's interesting that she went down the overbearing religious mother type, but no man. You will never marry that Jezebel.
Insane. It was a pretty good performance, I will give you that.
It was. I loved her. I felt like she was my favorite.
Anyway, that's all the nice things that I actually have to say. Well, the show looks good.
No, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful in a way, like it's actually beautiful, whereas like something like Dahmer I feel like is beautiful in a very ugly way, in a very intentional way.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like in this one it's like the winter scenes feel cold. I like the camera choices, the cinematography. It's a shame that they can't hold a candle whenever they have to recreate scenes from Psycho.
Yeah.
It's like you, sir, are no Alfred Hitchcock.
They'll never be. But no, I thought it was shot very beautifully. I really did enjoy that about it. The winter scenes, like in the forest, beautiful. The
night scenes, you can actually see what's going on.
Yep,
which is something to appreciate because a lot of modern horror films can't seem to do that right.
It's just pitch black and you can't see anything.
Looking at you, weapons.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that at some point.
Yes.
I love weapons, but anyway, we'll talk about it when we do that. A lot of movies don't know how to do day for night, and I feel like Ed Gein does a very good job with its night scenes. Like, I can actually see what's going on.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, I had to see what was going on.
Unfortunately, we could see what was happening.
Unfortunately, we were forced to look at what was going on.
The lies and deceit.
The lies. I feel fucking lied to. How am I going to sleep at night?
I can't anymore.
All right, well, I guess we'll get into spoilers. So I kind of want to start off with saying one of the first inaccuracies that I feel like is important to bring up is Ed Gein wasn't trans.
Okay, yes.
That is very important to get out of the way first thing, because I have seen online, like, there was an article that I saw on Facebook that was just saying something like, Ed Gein perpetuates like the stereotype of dangerous trans people.
Yes.
And like I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But like in the comments people are like, well, that's part of the story that was true. Like no, I keep seeing that. It's like, no, Ed Gein never identified as trans, never even acknowledged anything about wanting to transition into being a woman. Yes. He never wore women's clothing. He barely even wore the skins that he made.
Yes, I was like, he did make skin suits, but he did admit to like wearing them around.
It would be like he would wear a couple of the masks that he made.
Yes.
But like, yeah, he did have like full sets of like, I guess no better word for it, women clothes.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Made of real woman. But yeah, he made those, but he never really wore them. So it's like, if anything, his psychological like standpoint was just like, I want to be like Mother, because like he idolized his mom and like loved his mom and saw her as like this pinnacle of good.
Yeah.
Even though she was a piece of shit, probably.
Probably, yeah. I don't think either of his parents were peaches whatsoever.
His father especially.
Yeah.
What's with serial killers and like terrible fathers?
It's crazy. It's like
It's
they have a bad
awful.
upbringing and then
God
all this
damn.
trauma happens.
If you're a father of a serial killer out there, please get that shit under control.
Fix yourself.
Sit your little killer down. Have a little coffee. Talk it out.
Talk it out.
Stop stabbing people.
But when I first watched the first episode, I was probably about 5 seconds in and I had to pause it because I said, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, I had to pause it too because I had to, and thank you again, Ryan Murphy and Monster. I had to Google, was Ed Gein into autoerotic asphyxiation?
Yeah.
So that's in my Google search history now.
Well, and he was caressing the animals, and I was like, I don't think he ever did anything sexual to any.
It's part of the fetishizing that, like, Ryan Murphy also did with Dahmer. But it made sense with Dahmer because Dahmer did fetishize that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But Ed Gein did not.
Yeah, they kind of are just, I mean, they're shitty people. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they're like, let's just add shittier things on top, I guess. I don't know. But the fact that they, in this series, they heavily coded that this was, like, for sexualization. Like, he did this to, satisfy himself, his sexual needs.
Which, that's not true at all.
No,
I think he just did it to do it.
Yeah, I think
what else
so
are you going to
too.
do in Wisconsin?
He was just
in the
bored.
50s. He was bored. Go out and dig graves, make skin suits.
Oh my god.
Don't look at my basement.
I know, we're in the Midwest.
I know. I don't even have a basement, so.
I was like, don't triangulate our location. Anyway.
I'm not going to dox us. Don't worry about it.
But, no, it was just heavily sexualized. They laid on thick, like, that he was trans. And only at one point, I think it was, like, maybe the 7th episode, 7 out of 8, is when he was talking to his doctor. He was having an episode, though, and hallucinating he was talking to someone else. And they were saying that he had some sort of disorder. I forgot what it was.
Schizophrenia. I can't remember the exact.
Not the schizophrenia. It was the other thing, because he was saying that he was trans, and he thinks he was trans. And they're no, that's not it.
Because I had him talking to the, I wrote the name down here. What was
it was
her
like
name?
Tracy, maybe?
No, it
She was like a
wasn't
singer.
Tracy.
No dead air, we're sorry. I skipped ahead a lot.
I mean, we
skipped,
can
like,
have
7th
dead air. It's okay, Jay. Just cut this out. It's okay. It's fine. Or leave it in.
Leave it in.
Just, what would be funny is if Jay just left in all of our dead air. We just say, hey, edit it out, and he's just like, you know what, whatever. I'm gonna put it up. You know what? I'm gonna put a voice filter over you guys.
We're doing it live.
Oh yeah, Christine Jorgensen,
Okay,
who was a
how
real
does it
trans
Tracy?
person. Ed Gein never idolized her.
No.
Like, I doubt Ed Gein even knew of her existence.
I don't think so. I don't think Ed did a lot of this.
No.
He just
Ed
didn't.
Gein did not do 90% of what you see in this series.
Insane. But yeah, so, and she told him, like, you have this, like, you are wanting to hurt women so badly. Like, this is the ultimate act of, like, penetrating them. You know, and like this is hurting them.
Spiel.
And so that was the only thing in there, that little like 5-minute tidbit being like, oh, hey, I know we've been like banging into your guys' head that he's trans, but like he has this. Anyways, let's move on.
Which was too little too late. You're 7 episodes into your 8-episode series, and you're just now telling us, oh, Ed Gein was not trans.
Yeah, like he's actually like this, I mean, obviously this monster that is doing this not because he has like gender identity disorder, but like he is just a horrible human being and wanted to like mutilate someone in that form. I mean, they're like, oh yeah, he's not.
I mean, literally the first scene that we see him in is like he's jerking off wearing women's underwear like choking himself, and it's just like, where's this coming from? Why are we focusing on this?
It was shock value. A lot of what's in this was just for shock value.
Yeah, and a lot of it to try to swoon women, I guess, because like
yeah.
one of the first things we see is like Charlie Hunnam just standing there fully naked, cupping his little Guinness, and just, am I supposed to be turned on by this monster?
He said, look at this heartthrob.
Look at his ass. We'll get a close-up right on his ass.
Right.
If it wasn't obvious, Ryan Murphy is a gay man. So, which actually I want to bring up in a second point. When they're talking about like the making of Psycho and everything, we focus on Anthony Perkins, who was the star of Psycho. He played Norman Bates. In real life, he was a closeted homosexual.
Yes.
And actually, his son Osgood Perkins, fun fact, wrote the movie Longlegs.
Oh.
With the theme of like mothers lying to their children, because Osgood Perkins' mom had to lie about Anthony Perkins being a closeted homosexual.
Oh, I did not know that.
So, but anyway, like the most bizarre part about that is they tried to compare what Anthony Perkins was going through as a closeted homosexual to Ed Gein, who was fucking digging up bodies and making skin suits.
They said that's the same thing, you guys.
Why would you, as a gay man, even like entertain that? Like literally, Alfred Hitchcock at one point says like, "You're just like him." And I know that in context, it's supposed to be like, he's trying to be like, oh, you keep secrets like Ed Gein kept secrets. He had a double life like you have a double life. But don't be comparing a man who's struggling with his sexuality to a guy who's digging up dead bodies.
Absolutely not. I would be swinging on someone.
Yeah.
You're just like them.
Fun thing, Osgood Perkins has not watched this and will never watch it. I think he said like he wouldn't like touch this series with a 10-foot pole.
Well, that's good.
Which good, like, I wonder if he can sue.
Maybe.
For defamation of his father.
Seriously, because I was wondering.
Actually, I wonder if a lot of, like, relatives, because one of the characters that were introduced into the first episode.
Yes, let's get into that.
Is, what's her name? Adeline Watkins.
Yes. Watkins?
Adeline Watkins. Who, when this character showed up, I actually had to Google if this person was real.
The podcast I listened to, they talked about her very, very briefly for like 2 seconds, because at the end of all of this, she had came out and said, oh yeah, me and Ed had a relationship together. And everyone was like, huh? And then it turned out that no one could even say that that was true. And everyone was like, yeah, I think they knew of each other, but they were never even really around and like each other at all. So
from my understanding of it,
they just didn't have a relationship.
No, they did not.
No.
From my understanding of it is like after this whole Ed Gein thing happened and like his arrest happened, they apparently did interviews with her, and then like the media blew it up of just like, oh, they had this 20-year long relationship and they were like engaged to get married at one point, and they were like so in love
they just took it and ran with it.
Yeah, she had to come out and be like, actually, we only knew each other for a few months. We went on one date.
Okay.
We went roller skating once, and that was the extent of it. They never really went out after that. They never really talked after that.
Even Ed Gein himself never even said like, oh yeah, we did have a relationship for 20 years. Like he I don't think he even really commented on it.
I had to Google it because I was just like, in all of my readings of Ed Gein when I was younger, like I never heard of this woman that he was associated with.
No.
That's because he wasn't associated with a woman other than his mother.
Exactly. Like these were like that. And the fact that his and Adeline's like fake relationship in this series, it was so prevalent.
Yeah, it's the main crux of everything.
It's the main thing.
So much so that they even dedicate half of an episode to her.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Yes. Half an episode about what she's doing and what she's got going on in her life.
Which all of it's fabricated.
I was going to say,
which
I don't even think is real.
No.
Every single episode I was writing notes on, and I was like, is this real? Is this real? Gonna have to Google that. Like, I can't believe anything that is going on, because right away I knew that the Adeline, that they didn't have a relationship.
And here's where we get to like putting the blame of what Ed Gein did onto other people, because Adeline in this series is like straight up complicit with what
she encourages him.
She not only like takes pictures of his crimes and stuff like that, but like she encourages him to do stuff.
Yes.
Having sex with the dead bodies,
yes.
which, by the way, Ed Gein admitted, take with a grain of salt, he was schizophrenic.
Exactly.
He admitted that he never did it because, quote, the bodies smelled too bad.
Yes, he did say that, and then you think, like, well, you were digging up dead bodies, but then they were dead, so they went through, like, the whole process of, I don't know.
It wouldn't even feel good, guys. That's just gross.
I don't know.
But yeah, to just have that character be like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Why not? They're dead. Fuck it. Live life.
And this is a real, like, Adeline Watkins
was
a
real.
real person.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this series, they're portraying her that she is encouraging him to, while she's away, she's like, hey, since we can't have sex, how about you just dig up one of those dead bodies? That'd be cool. I'm cool with that.
Just do it. They're already dead. They can't say no.
Insane.
What's the consequences?
I hope that they can, like, if her family lineage wants to sue, that they all can.
Can you imagine?
That's insane.
Can you imagine you're just watching this show and, like, your great-great-grandmother comes up and they're like, actually, she was just as much of a monster as Ed Gein was.
Yeah.
I would be fucking livid.
I'd be pissed. Maybe we shouldn't say she should sue them. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All of this is allegedly. It's like, hold on a second.
I don't know about the legal ramifications. Take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
but Adeline Watkins definitely did not do any of that stuff.
She did not. And like we said also, we're also podcasters, so like, do your own research. This is our research. Do your own as well.
I encourage you to look up the story.
Yes, please. The real one.
It's more interesting than the bullshit that they decide to do here.
It was so bad. And also, since we're talking about fake relationships, the one that he had with, his last victim.
Okay. So I did make this a point to write down here.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry if I'm jumping around.
No, you're fine. I mean, the show jumps around too. The editing of this show is very weird. We go so back and forth between different timelines and stuff.
I want to talk about that too.
I mean, in fact, like, even when we get to his last victim, like, in the show, they don't portray it as his last victim. Like, he kills 2 more people out there.
Yes, but in reality, this was
that happened, like, a year before. Like, those 2 that he allegedly killed.
Yes.
Again, he only killed 2 people that we know about.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 people that he, like, killed, the hunters. Like,
yes, the hunters.
That was reported, like, a year before his last victim.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the show is edited in a way that it makes you feel like, oh, that actually happened after.
Yeah, like he's just continuing this. But, so his last actual victim.
Mm-hmm. Which I wrote her name down here, I think. Bernice.
Bernice, yes, the lovely Bernice. They portrayed them having a sexual relationship.
Which they did not.
They did not.
They also go out of their way to portray her as being the town whore.
Yes.
Which she was not.
Which is, again, I would be pissed if this was allegedly my ancestor.
Like, from everything that I read about her, she was loved by her community.
Yes, like, she was just a lovely woman. I heard people say like she's kind of like a mom, like a mother figure to everyone.
You wouldn't know that watching this. You would think that she's just as deviant.
Yes.
As Ed Gein. Like, it's so weird to just portray this. Like, again, we're talking about real people here.
Real life people that they're using the names in.
The names, the actual places.
Yes.
And it's like there's no distinguishment between what is real and what isn't. So you just look at all this and it's like, it's all real.
And maybe,
or none of it's real.
Maybe they're like bigging on the fact that like maybe they could write this off as, well, Ed just like had an episode the whole time. And like that's what this whole series is his schizophrenic episode. Okay. So like none of this is real. Like that's why we did this.
That's getting into one of my biggest pet peeves of any kind of like
where it's like this was
fictional,
all a dream.
where
trope.
it's all a dream, none of it was real, and you can write it off as a character's delusion.
The worst trope ever.
How are you
Lazy.
gonna ask me to invest in something and then pull the rug out from underneath my foot and be like, actually none of what you saw was real, fuck you and the horse you rode in on?
Fucking everything you thought that you thought I was telling the truth?
You thought that, like,
You
this was
believed in
actually
it?
happening? What are you, a fucking idiot?
It's like, you're dumb.
God, get out of here. Ed Gein was schizophrenic, so we can just do whatever the fuck we want.
Exactly.
And,
so
like, they have scenes where they do that, and that's fine, but to just write all of it off as just, like, it was his delusion.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's what their excuse is going to be for anyone.
Well, I fucking hate that.
Yes.
And that should not be like a blank check of we can do whatever we want as long as we say the character's crazy.
And just write character, like real people, just doing things that they did not do.
Yeah. Stick to the facts, people.
Please, a little bit of facts would be great.
But yeah, like this relationship between him and Bernice, it's so weird because it's just like she seems as into it as Ed Gein is.
Yes.
And it's uncomfortable to watch.
It is uncomfortable, and I was just like, this is just disrespectful to everyone involved at this point. Like, don't make this what, like, again, it was a lot of stuff that they did was for shock value and for entertainment, quote unquote, purposes, and I just don't get some of that.
And again, it's also to add sympathy to Ed Gein.
Oh,
Well,
the sympathy
it's
is
fine that he killed her because she was a whore anyway.
Heck, yes, they really do, like, slap on the, like, he's just a sweet baby boy, you guys.
If he didn't see them pictures of them Nazis killing all the Jews, he would have just been a simple country farmer.
And that was Adeline's fault. These women.
These
damn women.
Isla Coke, that Nazi bitch.
Yeah.
By the way, that is also a weird thing that they do. Is like they have this weird montage during like Ed Gein's delusion of just like talking to these people through a ham radio, where we get this weird montage of just like Isla Coke just like being sorry for what she did and just like trying to
another like sympathy run, I feel like.
For a Nazi.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What's going on? There's so many times where I had to say, what the hell's going on? I don't understand.
Well, do you want to kind of get into the biggest what the fuck of this? Like,
oh, lay it on me.
It's that in the last episode. I guess I kind of want to start off with like the last episode. We get into the story of Ted Bundy a little bit, kind of. I also want to make it very abundantly clear: Ed Gein had nothing to do with the capture of Ted Bundy at all.
Nothing whatsoever. And again, they do all of this. They could have stopped this series on episode 5, maybe 4. The fact that they dragged it on for even longer, putting in all of this like other serial killer stuff. This insane
asylum thing, where it's just like, well, if he had taken this magical pill, he could have just not been crazy.
Exactly. So another sympathy thing. The fact that they go through this whole storyline of him helping detectives catch Ted Bundy, and then at the end, they're like, oh, well, like, it was just like maybe a schizophrenic episode. Again, they're relying on that.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to rely on that.
And it's like, why do we keep doing these storylines for like each of these episodes now? And it's like, oh, schizophrenic
and
episode.
Just for a weird Mindhunter reference?
Yes.
Like, why are we doing this? Like, you canceled Mindhunter. Why are we bringing it in here? Especially when it has no bearing on any real life, anything that happened. Also, Ryan Murphy, you are no David Fincher. Don't try to do Mindhunter.
Don't do it.
You're not as talented as David Fincher is, so.
But I felt like this is kind of around the time where they were doing his little redemption arc.
Mm-hmm.
After he found out he had schizophrenia, they gave him his pills. He's getting better, you guys. Like, he knows he did bad. And look at him. He's helping catch Ted Bundy.
Yeah, the whole reason that this is even happening is just like, we want to portray Ed Gein as a sympathetic person. So we're going to have him catch another serial killer that I don't even think Ed Gein was aware of it happening.
Yeah, I don't believe so. But even if he did, he didn't help catch him.
No, and he's just sitting there
End of
like,
story.
look guys, I did that.
I
caught him. I caught
that.
him. I did it. I'm such a good boy. I'm going to heaven now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the big what the fuck.
At the end, he got reunited with his mother.
Dude, the line, you made a name for the Gein family.
That whole time. Okay, so
Excuse me?
So Ed dies at the end, right? Of his.
Spoiler alert, if you didn't know that he died in real life, yeah, he's dead.
He's
dead.
dead.
In real life, he died of cancer, lung cancer, I believe.
Which, one of the true facts.
Yeah,
in
I know.
Here.
One of the few true facts that they sprinkle in to make you believe that this is a true story.
Yes, and whenever he passed away, they did a whole dance routine.
This is how you can see his Glee references coming in, because they do a whole fucking song and dance to Owner of the Lonely Heart, which is a great song, defiled by this stupid scene.
I was like, can you imagine going, like,
He's going to serial killer heaven. Like, Charles Manson is there.
Yeah.
Like, Ed Kemper? No, what's his name?
Kemper, I think.
It's Kemper, something like that.
Ed Kemper, I think. Yeah.
And they're
all
just
of them are leading him there. They're like, you did it, Ed, you did it, clapping for him, dancing. And
you are the true serial killer, even though you killed 2 people, and you're probably not really a serial killer. But good job, buddy.
But then
we love you.
He gets there, and he finally sees his mother. You know, the one body he couldn't dig up and get. Finally sees her, and he's reunited, and she said, baby, you did it. You made a name for the Geins. And I was like, what?
I could not believe that they would even insist that anything that he did, like, yeah, he made a name for himself, but that's not something to be proud of in any way, shape, or form.
No, and I get that they're like, oh, this is Ed's, like, his thoughts, his schizophrenia.
It's so weird, though. We should have seen him being dragged to hell.
Yes.
By Charles Manson. Like, that should have happened. That would have been funny.
That would have been nice.
Like a Sam Raimi Evil Dead, like, dragging Ed Gein straight to hell.
Yeah. I just can't imagine being, like, a dancer and being casted as a, like, doing, like, choreography.
I can't imagine the cinematographer just behind the camera just being like, what the fuck am I filming right now?
You, like, tell your friends as a dancer, like, oh, yeah, I have this, like, you know, like, not even a docu-series, just a series on Netflix gig. Oh, what are you going to be doing? Oh, I'm going to be a background dancer at the end of Ed Gein Monster, you
Listen
know?
here, Stephanie. You're going to be behind Charles Manson, and you're going to be dancing in celebration of Ed Gein's life. That's your motivation. Go.
Go. And I'd be like, excuse me?
What the fuck am I doing? How much are you paying me? $100? No, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I was like, how much money? I don't.
It's so weird. And then
you need to stop.
And then you have like the nurse characters there too, just being like, "You did it, Ed. You did a good job. Good on you, buddy.
Good.
We love you."
Just claps all around for him. Again, the redemption arc. It was finished. He did it. He went to heaven. And at the end, he is back at his farmhouse with his mom, presumably in heaven. And
yeah,
they're
just chilling, enjoying life. He is the simple farm boy that I described in the plot summary at the beginning.
Yeah, just simple farm boy, mama's boy.
Only a mother could love you, or whatever.
Yeah, I think she said only a mother could
I
love
did a
you.
1950s gangster voice. Only a mother could love you, Ed Gein.
That was good. That is his mom, though.
Yeah, that is his mom, a 1950s gangster. So
but, no, we had like a whole montage of him and his mom running around the house, giggling, laughing, and I'm like, this man dug up bodies
and
made
shot 2
furniture
women.
and shot 2 women. What are we doing?
I'm like,
am I watching something else?
Literally, if you could see my face when I was watching that episode, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I did spoil the Ted Bundy thing for myself. I read some reviews on Letterboxd, but if I would have went in blind, we will get there. If I would have went in blind and saw that, I don't know if I would have finished it. Yeah. Honestly, I would have been outraged.
A little note, like, initially I was not going to finish this series. Like, I watched one episode and I was like, this isn't for me. But
episode 1, I probably would have turned it off.
But then, like, 30 minutes later, I was like, I can't judge a show on just, like, its first episode. So I ended up fucking binging it that night.
Rage watching it at that point.
I was just like, well, maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get better.
Oh, you were hanging on by a...
By episode, like, 6, I was just like, well, let's see how this ends.
He said, I'm already this deep. Might as well keep going.
I'm already going. I can't do this anymore. No.
The ham radio part was very funny, though, because as I was watching it, I was like, how do all of these people just own a ham radio?
I was actually kind of thinking to myself as like, how the fuck did they get Ed Gein a ham radio?
I was so confused.
I am actually very glad that they were just like, actually, that was all in your head, because I was thinking logistically. I was like, there's no fucking way that this happened. There's no way that any orderly would actually allow Ed Gein to have
a ham radio
and to contact a Nazi and a trans dancer.
Yes, and the Nazi was also in prison. So, we're just handing them out to anyone.
You give a Nazi a ham radio? That's the worst mistake you can make in your life.
You can't do that.
Don't do that. Don't give Nazis ham radios, guys.
It's like when you give a mouse a cookie.
Controversial take. Don't give Nazis anything.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah, they are shitty.
Very much so. What else? I didn't recognize Alfred Hitchcock at first when he showed up.
Oh, like the
actor, like
the actor
literally
portraying him.
Literally, they had the dinner scene, and it's like him and Robert Bloch talking about Psycho. Which, interject here, Psycho is notoriously quoted as being based off of Ed Gein's story.
Yes.
From everything that I gathered, that's actually just kind of a coincidence. Like, Robert Bloch already, I think, had the transcript finished for Psycho around the time Ed Gein was caught.
Oh.
Like, Robert Bloch never meant for Norman Bates to be like a direct, fictional version of Ed Gein. He more wrote it of just, how easy it could be to get away with murder in, a small Midwestern town. So the whole, connection between the two is more just coincidence more than anything.
And they probably ran with it because of the fact that...
But in this show...
Slapping based on a true story to that.
Yeah.
It's going to sell.
And and it did, because this was number 1 on Netflix for a while. But anyway, yeah, they portray Robert Bloch as being this expert on Ed Gein. Yes. He's just standing there. It's Ed Gein was crazed because his mother was this way or whatever.
He
and
did
I was
a psychoanalysis.
I was like, Robert Bloch had no idea Ed Gein was doing anything by the time Psycho was written. And I doubt even Alfred Hitchcock had any interest in Ed Gein or anything he was doing.
Probably not. He's like, I want to make movies.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is this show says that the Bates house from Psycho is a 1-for-1 creation of Ed Gein's actual house
home.
Which, if you guys actually Google it, no, they do not look even a little bit alike.
Absolutely not. I don't even know why they put that in.
He's we recreated even all of his grisly furniture and clothing. It's you watch Psycho and there's none of that in there.
No. And also, to ask a question, in the series, whenever Ed gets caught, the police officer, maybe his friend or whatever, that his mom.
Oh,
did they actually open the house up for
Okay,
people to go
so
in and
here's the
look?
thing. They were planning on doing an auction of Ed Gein's stuff, but in real life, before that auction could begin, Ed Gein's house was burned down.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they ever figured out what exactly caused a house fire. They do suspect that it was arson, but they can never figure out anything definitive.
Honestly, I feel like whoever set it on fire, that was for the best.
Probably.
I felt like they probably...
You don't want to see that shit.
No.
Apparently there's actually crime scene photos of everything that Ed Gein did, but I don't want to.
No, they are crime scene photos of some of the furniture that he did. I did see his nipple belt that he made, and that did make an appearance.
Wow, you're a braver woman than because I would not be able to do that.
I morbid curiosity about the nipple belt.
Yeah, I couldn't. By the way, that chair, that is a real chair, but it did not actually have a nipple on it.
Oh my God, that part cracked me up.
That's a nipple.
What is that? That's a nipple.
It's a nipple. I thought it looked good.
And then Adeline said, like an udder.
Oh, yeah, and that heavy southern, like an udder.
You could say that. Or
yeah, you could say that.
I was like, what?
I should have been Ed Gein for Halloween.
I was like, is this a comedy at this point?
Hi, guys.
It's like, this is insane. The voice was insane. The choice that he made.
I don't know. I kind of settled into it after a while, but for the first couple of episodes, I was just like, this sounds so weird.
Well, because I watched, I think, probably the first 6 episodes last weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I finished the last 2, just like, I finished the last episode today, earlier. And so I took like a little bit of a break. Yeah,
you kind of had to sit there and just be like,
And when I started the 6th or 7th episode, I heard his voice again, and I was like, woo, wow, I forgot how bad it was.
Yeah, I think I rewatched the first couple of episodes a few days ago. I couldn't bring myself to watch it again. And I was just like, yeah, that was a choice.
I don't think it was a good one.
No. I mean, I know that there's not a lot of recordings of Ed Gein's actual voice, but there are some. And like
he did not sound like that.
He didn't sound like that. He just sounded like your average Midwestern man.
Just a dude.
Just a dude.
Well, and they definitely portrayed him in the movie as being younger when he was caught.
Yeah.
Then and it made him seem like he was in the mental institute for like a really long time.
Also, I don't think it's ever really defined of what age Ed Gein is supposed to be throughout all of this.
No. But he seemed very young.
I don't know how old Ed Gein was actually when he supposedly killed his brother. But
yeah,
it's
and that's another thing that was not true. That was not ever...
Supposedly. The coroner never linked any kind of foul play with Ed Gein's brother's death.
I feel like he might have done.
He might have. They said that they found bruising on the back of his head, but at the same time, it's like, we'll never actually know for sure. So the official story is he died in a fire.
Yes. So him getting bashed in the head.
But it's like, he looks like young Charlie Hunnam throughout all of this. It's
yes.
like, how old... Give him his fucking beard. If you look at any picture of Ed Gein when he was caught, he had a 5 o'clock shadow going on. Give that to him.
And I mean,
Talk about making Charlie Hunnam even more sexy. Give him fucking stubble.
Give him some stubble.
Give him some hair on his face.
Put some hair on that man.
Put some hair on that dude.
No, because I mean, Ed Gein was 50 something when he was caught. And then he was in the mental institution for around 30 years, I think close to 30.
Yeah, he was arrested in the 50s. He died in 1984, I believe, 1984, 1985, around there. So he unfortunately got to live a very long life.
I was actually surprised because I thought that he ended up dying a lot sooner than that. I thought he was only in the institute for maybe 10 years, 10, 15, but it was close to 30.
Yeah, because he was deemed clinically insane. They had to keep him in an insane asylum until that damn cancer got him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, lots of implied cannibalism as well.
Yeah. Well, we can't definitively rule out that Ed Gein was a cannibal because,
Did he have stuff in his stove?
Well, in the show, they portray him, eating cans of beans all the time.
Not only but also, feeding the townspeople.
Yeah. Which, apparently, he did. So there's, conflicting stories on this where it's Ed Gein would say that, oh, I would bring like game into town and feed it to like some of the local community. But then he would say things like he never hunts because the sight of blood like upsets him.
Yeah, he did a lot of contradictory
So we don't know if he actually ate any of the dead bodies. He might have, but again, none of that's been reported. None of that is like part of the official story. Even though Texas Chainsaw Massacre might have you believe that he was a cannibal.
Oh my god. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre part where he killed those two hunters.
Oh, where he's just running through the forest with a
chainsaw.
With a comically giant chainsaw in his hand. And then they do the dance recreation
at the end. Yes, where he looks like he's having a blast, by the way.
Yeah, which I don't think Ed Gein really got any pleasure. Well, we talked about it.
Yes.
He got no pleasure from doing this. It was just something he was doing.
Yeah, he was
because
bored.
he was bored. Hey guys.
He's just a little baby boy that's bored.
I'm so bored. There's nothing to do in Wisconsin. I'm just gonna chase two hunters through the woods with my giant fucking chainsaw.
With my chainsaw. I saw
This is gonna be very entertaining for people to listen to.
I'm sure people will love it. Love our voices.
By the way, this is the first time I'm ever really doing an Ed Gein impression, so I hope you guys like it.
It's good. I like it.
Well, thank you. I'm off to heaven now.
Oh my god. Yeah. Redemption arc, the chainsaw.
Also, I don't know much about the making of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know that Tobe Hooper was inspired by Ed Gein.
Yes.
He was inspired by a lot of different things to make this movie, but I don't think Tobe Hooper ever really heard about Ed Gein killing people with a chainsaw. Because guess what? Ed Gein never killed anyone with a chainsaw or used a chainsaw to cut up bodies.
Yeah, like I said, true stories on movies when they take little bits, and the little bit that they took for Texas Chainsaw was the
clothing made out of dead bodies.
Exactly. Yes, and the secluded farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Despite the fact that they would have you think that one of the kills that Ed Gein does is a direct kill from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, the scene where
the hammer
the
hammer scene.
When that was playing, I was like, this seems very familiar.
Oh no, I clocked it right away. I was just like, why are they directly saying that Ed Gein did a kill from Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I couldn't place it yet, but I was like, I know I've seen this in another horror movie. Like, what are they? And then it clicked with me like after a couple seconds, and I was like, Texas Chainsaw, because they were just doing that in the series.
Everything about that scene is wrong. First of all, Ed Gein never kept a corpse in his house that he called mother. Again, that's a Psycho thing.
Psycho reference.
Not anything that Ed Gein actually did. Mm-hmm. A kidnapped babysitter, which, by the way, this babysitter, what was her name? It was Evelyn.
Was she real?
She was a real. She was a real person. By the way, disgusting. Like, Evelyn was 15 in real life, and yet in this show we get a full, like, she's in her bra and everything like that.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, gross, disgusting. That should have been cut.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, she was a real girl who went missing around the time that Ed Gein was doing his stuff.
Yes.
And once Ed Gein was caught, they did suspect, like, they went through a lot of missing persons people. Like, the two hunters in the woods, they tried to connect it to Ed Gein. But they connect her with Ed Gein because I think Ed Gein had, like, a newspaper clipping about it in his house that they found. So they're just like, well, maybe he had something to do with it. Okay. But there's conflicting stories. I think there's a story that I heard that they saw Evelyn with, like, in a pickup truck with, like, a couple of guys or something like that. No one really knows what happened to her.
Okay.
So
but tragically disappeared.
Tragically, she didn't steal Ed Gein's job.
Yeah, she did not do that. That was not the motive for him.
Also, wild times in the 1950s to just be like, I can make a living babysitting for 40 cents an hour.
I also thought it was crazy when the fact that they were portraying him babysitting these kids when he's like older, like an adult.
Yeah.
And it's like he did babysit, but I think he babysat when he was like a teenager.
And also, he never, from what I could tell, he like got along with like the children of the community and stuff
From
like
what
that.
was reported, like, there was nothing weird that he was doing with the kids.
And
like,
apparently he did, like, bring him over to his house
Mm-hmm.
and, like, showed them things, but it was mostly, like, shrunken head stuff.
yeah.
Like voodoo like stuff.
whatnots.
Yeah, voodoo whatnots. Certainly not bringing out a literal, like, head that he put on top of him as, like, a magic
part
trick.
that I was like, I don't understand why this is even in here either, because again, he's already a shitty person. We have material to work off of already.
Yeah.
We don't have to add things to it, like him traumatizing these kids.
I
like,
also
with a
love the
head.
follow-up to that when, like, Ed Gein brings the kids back and the father's like, "What'd you do with my kids, you son of a bitch?" And Ed Gein's just like, "I don't know what you're getting so angry about."
It's like, dude, you took their kids off the
You
property.
took their kids to your house unprompted, and you were missing for a while. Why do you
Yeah.
think he's pissed?
It's like,
It's funny.
Just a
It's
bad
very
day.
funny. It's just a bad day. You know, you try to lighten up the mood by putting
you
on.
try to be a good babysitter.
You try to be a good babysitter. You put on a magic trick where you put a corpse head on top of you, and then you.
And now
pretend to
you're the bad
remove it.
guy.
And now you're a bad guy.
I don't get it.
I fucking do that every Wednesday.
What
and,
is
like,
this
people,
world? Every Wednesday.
Yeah, every Wednesday. My God.
Oh, I also wrote on here, is cheese on pie a thing? Why did I write
Yes,
that?
it is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Did they say
I've,
that?
I've actually heard of this. I don't know if Ed Gein was into it, but yeah, it's a real thing. Like, you put a slice of cheese on an American, like, on an apple pie, and it's like a real thing.
If you've had that, let us know, because that sounds freaking disgusting.
I heard about that, like, years ago, and I had that same reaction. I was like, that doesn't sound
Well,
good.
Like I said, we're from the Midwest, and I've never heard of that. I mean,
No.
obviously, because do you like cinnamon rolls and chili?
I know that's a thing, but I never actually had it.
I don't dip my cinnamon roll in chili. I just have it on the side.
I just dip
I'm not a monster.
I just dip my hot dogs into chili like a normal American man.
Just dip my hot dog.
I just dip my hot dogs into that shit.
Don't do chili cheese dogs. I dip my hot dog.
If you want to regret your next day, have a chili hot dog.
Oh God, seriously. Okay, I saw that in my notes and I was like, what was that pertaining to? That's the only one of the only notes I have for episode 6 is cheese on pie thing.
There was nothing else going on in that
The next
episode.
thing was feeding remains to neighbors? ?
Yeah, which again he probably never did. But we can't rule it out.
Episode 6 in a nutshell.
Episode 6.
Feeding remains and cheese on pie.
You don't have to. Technically, you don't have to watch any of this show, but you don't have to watch episode 6 in particular.
Yeah, you already got it. You're welcome.
What a shit show! Literally shit
it was
show.
bad. Oh, and they auctioned off his car for starting at $10.
So that is true. I don't know about the $10 part, but they did auction off his car,
It was-
and they did
hold
have
up.
the sign on top of it of just like, see the car that Ed Gein hauled dead bodies into and stuff like that.
I am always so curious about people who collect things like that.
Yeah, I couldn't collect anything that a serial killer
Because
owned.
I just feel like the energy radiating from that would be not good.
I mean, I would collect the Necronomicon, but I will not collect a nipple belt. I have my limits.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the fact that they were gonna like auction off stuff from like.
Well, I get the morbid curiosity, but like, I would not want to own any of that.
Yeah, because like I said, I had a morbid curiosity of like just seeing a picture of it.
Can you imagine you're like the auctioneer and just like, here's a can full of Ed Gein's used gum.
Ugh, chills. I don't like when people chew their gum and then like set it somewhere.
Because they're gonna say, I love that line. It's probably have flavor later.
I don't like that.
As if gum ever like gets its flavor back.
It never does.
It doesn't. No, it's disgusting.
done.
If you're done with that, spit that shit out or
Like,
swallow it. Whatever. Who
Gum
cares?
lasts like flavor wise maybe like 2 minutes. If
Or
even
or if
that.
you're Tutti Frutti back in the day, it lasts 5 seconds. And
Yeah,
it's gone.
Tutti Frutti's gone, and yeah, right when it touches your tongue, goodbye.
Goodbye. It touches air and it's done.
Okay.
So like when the nurse is sitting down opposite Ed Gein
Mm-hmm.
and like talking about him, like you have lung cancer,
Yeah.
you don't got long to live. Boo hoo, fucking cry about it.
Yeah, like we're very sad.
The nurse says, there has been so many folks who have taken your story and twisted it, used it for their own devices, added things that weren't real, taken out things that were horrible. You should write your own story, setting the record straight. Is that what we're doing with this show? Because that is a hilarious line
That is
to
very...
write, because it's like, that's exactly what you're doing. You're adding things that
Yes.
didn't actually happen. You're taking out some of the more gruesome things, like when they search Ed Gein's house in this show. Like, Ed Gein's house was a fucking disaster.
Oh, yeah. It was
like,
disgusting.
Ed Gein was a hoarder. Like, his house was just a mess. Corpses aside, there was just trash and junk everywhere. Like,
he was a messy guy.
yeah, he was a messy guy.
Like, a guy who is not bothered by dead bodies being in his house and furniture made from dead bodies. You can imagine what his house looks like. It's not good.
But it's like they added so much to this. They fabricated so much about this story and who Ed Gein was, and to what end? Like, what is this show really trying to say? I get that there's a message behind our fascination with, like, true crime
Yes.
and serial killers and stuff like that. But it's like, what is this saying about Ed Gein and who he was as a person and all the things that he's done?
It really just felt like they wanted me to sympathize with him. Heavily.
I almost kind of feel like it was Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan just wanting to recreate scenes from Psycho and Texas Chainsaw.
Like I said, a lot of it seemed like a making of.
Also, very disappointed that they didn't really touch on Silence of the Lambs.
No, that was just very quick.
They just recreated the dance scene with Buffalo Bill, and that was it. That's all you get.
And then at the end, the very end, when like they're at Ed's grave and like defiling it, like the teenagers, one of the teenagers, he sees, all of the characters from the movies.
They see Norman Bates just standing there waving.
Mm-hmm.
They see Leatherface there, and then you see Buffalo Bill there, which Buffalo Bill is like a combination of different, like, he's got Ted Bundy in there as well. He's not strictly Ed Gein. No. But no, like, this show just kind of feels like we did it because Ed Gein has this huge pop culture, like, reach.
Yes.
And we want to tell that story, but I feel like they took a step back. They removed everything that Ed Gein did that was horrific and looked at it and was like, wow, Ed Gein was actually not that remarkable of a guy.
Yeah.
So they felt the need to just add stuff in and, like, take our focus away. Like, half this show is about Adeline.
Yes, Adeline. It was about her and her life and what she had or didn't really have going on for her. And also, the real person, I don't know if any of her interests are the same. Like, real person versus, like, series. Like, was real Adeline into, like, crime scene photos and wanted to be a photographer?
I doubt it. I don't think that there's really much people know about Adeline or Adeline because, like, there's not much to say with her. She was just a person that kind of knew Ed Gein, and that's kind of fascinating. But, like, if you have to make up this much about a person, maybe just leave that out.
Yeah, maybe just leave that out. And the fact that they, like, gave her a whole storyline.
Gave her a whole arc of her own where she wants to be this photographer and then she gets rejected in New York. I remember watching that episode and just being like, why are we wasting time?
Well, like I said, this could have been over.
This could have been a 2-hour movie.
Yes.
Honestly, it could have been a Netflix movie.
It really could have been, and a lot of unnecessary, untruthful things could have just been cut from it.
And again, like I said at the beginning, you can fabricate stuff because you have to make it cinematic. But when you do 90%, like, you're just fabricating everything, like, it's dangerous to do that.
Yes.
Because at the very end of the day, people are going to watch this show and be like, oh, this actually happened.
Yeah.
And none of it did.
And a lot of people's reviews were like, oh, like, people should just know that all of Ryan Murphy's, like, movies are going to be fabricated and, like, none of this is real or da-da-da-da-da. But it's like, when you put a real life name on a movie and I like go in blind watching this. Like, you know, I'm just a random person watching it for the first time. I'm going to think that this is real.
If I had no idea who Ed Gein was or anything he did, I would presume that all of this happened.
I'd be like, holy shit, he did a lot of stuff.
Wow, this is Hollywood. They've done their research. They know what they're doing. It's like, no, they just made all of this up.
And again, like you said, I would have thought some things were probably dramatized. Like, you know, maybe 20% at most.
I kind of knew the first moment that we saw Ed Gein jerking off. I was just like, yeah, this is not going to be...
No, I knew.
This is probably not going to be set in any kind of reality.
Yeah. That scene and then his voice, I was like, we're done for.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, it's Ed.
I'm just a simple farm boy.
God.
Do we have anything else to say about Edward Gein?
I don't think so.
And all of his genius deeds.
His genius deeds, no. Did you want to get into the reviews from what Letterboxd has to say? Because I did take some screenshots.
I did too. We can go through these. So okay. I want to introduce a segment. We're going to do this in most of our episodes, especially ones where we talk about certain movies. But this is called What Does Letterboxd Have to Say? So there's a lot of like discourse online about like, well, who do you trust when it comes to film criticism? Do you trust like the actual film critics, or do you trust general audiences who are just going in? I always side on the side of critics because they're professional and they're being paid to like critique a movie and actually analyze it. And I don't really trust audiences. So I decided, because I like looking through Letterboxd reviews, to go through some of the like insane ones to just see like what people are actually saying. This was inspired to me by another podcast I was listening to where they took Letterboxd reviews. They took some of the most insane ones. And
I
it's just
love Letterboxd reviews because they're always wild.
So I want to just put this out into the air of just being like, whenever you're thinking about like, oh, what do audiences have to say? It's like, well, this is what audiences are having to say. So for this one, because we kind of hated it, I went with like the highest ratings.
Okay.
Like I kind of want to do that. Like if it's a movie that we love, I want to look at like
the lower ones.
The lower ratings. And then if it's something we hate, look at the higher ratings because I think those are fun. Okay. So the first one here I have is a review that says, a lot of fake characters and stories were added to make the show more fun, but the way the directors played with different timelines to show the infamous significance this guy had on the film industry and pop culture in general was very interesting. Was it? Was it though?
Okay, I think it's funny that they're like, they added so much fake shit in here, but it's 5 stars.
Yeah. But it's fine because it's very interesting what they have to say about the influence that Ed Gein had in pop culture, which...
Again, like you said earlier, they could have done this in a different way.
The review goes on to say, more importantly, the way the show dove deeper and explained his childhood story and showed him how much of a role mental illness and abuse can play into turning a normal person into a killer without him even realizing made it almost sad.
See, that's a lot of the high reviews I saw.
Yeah.
Were all sympathy.
Where a lot of them are just like, I cried for Ed Gein at the end.
Oh my God, why did I feel bad for him? And I'm like, you shouldn't.
I felt no remorse for Ed Gein. Like, everyone brought up, like, there's a scene in the show where it's like he's talking to his psychiatrist and he's telling him that he has schizophrenia and like Charlie Hunnam's just breaking down crying. Apparently a lot of people had like an emotional resonance with that. I just sat there and watched it. I was like, okay. Like he's given a good performance, but I'm not moved by this.
Like good acting, bad voice choice, but I was kind of just waiting for the series to be over.
Yeah. They say realizing made it almost sad, especially with the metaphoric comparison at the end to the sane and evil killers like Manson and Bundy who were fully aware of their actions.
Big
okay,
sigh.
Big sigh. Okay, well that's the first one.
Okay.
This one I loved. 5 stars. He mothered.
He mothered.
That's literally the review. He mothered.
Snaps. Okay.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what this person meant by that, but okay. He mothered.
He mothered.
I loved it in that scene where Ed Gein's like, I'm gonna mother, and then he mothered all over
He
the place.
Mothered all over them.
Here's another one, 5 stars. Sinful Cold Cuts is crazy, bro. That one is one of my favorites. I love that. Just, yeah, Sinful Cold Cuts is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's why. Simple Cold Cuts.
That one made me chuckle. 5 stars. Sorry, 5 stars for the fact that Ryan Murphy had Ed Gein die and go into heaven to the song Owner of a Lonely Heart. Like, that was so insane and unnecessary. Fuck it. 5 stars.
Yeah, no, sometimes these Letterboxd reviews review it high because they're like, this is just so crazy and insane that, like, it's funny at this point.
God, it sucks. I love Owner of a Lonely Heart, and now I can't listen to it without thinking of Ed Gein going to heaven.
Damn it.
God damn it. Do you want to read one? I want to hear some of the ones you have.
One of the ones I had, 5 stars. Someone said, ironically, so freaking amazing. I love true crime. In all caps.
Do you?
Yeah.
True?
True.
Oh, is it in all caps?
It is. The whole thing is in
So
all
they're
caps.
yelling that.
They're yelling it.
Motherfuckers, stop yelling at me.
Oh, it's funny. We screenshotted the same one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And then this one, I actually translated from Spanish to English.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that this translates well. But I liked I thought it was interesting. So, incredible performance by the actor. Wow. I liked the series, but I was very confused by the fictional events they added. Since it's a real person, a real story, it's confusing that they added many elements focused on psychology and they make you believe that they really happened. I think that to understand, you shouldn't take it literally and rather watch it with an open mind to understand the mind of this person. Although, in my opinion, it's impossible to know how or what he really thought. It's a convincing and very well done version. For me, it's not glorifying a serial killer, but rather trying to study him and understand what happened in his life and circumstances that led him to that.
And look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yes.
But that's wrong.
But they're wrong. I liked that one, but I thought it was odd because, again, they went into how a lot of stuff was just not true, but then they're like, but it's okay.
It's okay. We didn't know what Ed Gein was really thinking, so why not just make stuff up?
And then at that point, it's like, okay, well then make a different movie with not real
Again,
names of real people.
If you structure it in a way where it's about people who have heard of Ed Gein and were inspired by his story, then I could forgive all these inaccuracies because it's like, it's what people perceive him as.
Yes.
But the fact that you're going into this and just being like, this is Ed Gein's story, it's based off of a true story, like, people are going to think that it's true. Don't add shit. Don't make up shit.
And that's what they did a lot of. Yeah. And then, of course, a lot of the half stars were talking about how literally none of this is true. Pure speculation. And then someone just put half a star. There are 9 trillion things wrong with this show. I cannot even begin to type it all. So I'll just like every bad review in solidarity.
Good.
And that is what I was doing as well.
Shout out to that person. You are doing the Lord's work.
Their username is B-E-E.
I love you, bees.
Love you, bee.
You are good for the ecosystem, and
bees.
You're saving us from Ed Gein. Okay, I have a few more here. 5 stars. I have read a lot about Edward Gein, using his full Christian name.
Ooh.
And to my surprise, the movie was really accurate at some points.
I screenshotted this one too.
I would argue no.
No, not at
Actually,
all.
not like some points. I would say maybe a few points. I watched the whole series in 3 Saturdays. Interesting. I binged it in one day.
Humble
Pussy.
brag over here. I know.
Only limiting myself to watching it at the best time, alone, dark out. I don't think it really matters. This show's not really scary.
No, it's not creepy or spooky. I mean, if anything, it's scary because of
it's gory. Which, by the way, they literally butcher that shower scene from Psycho.
Oh yeah.
Like Ian Brennan and Ryan Murphy thought to themselves, it's like, Yeah, that shower scene from Psycho is pretty good, I guess. But what if we added a lot more blood and tits to it? Why not?
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's just not good.
Oh, God. Okay, they have beautifully crafted his story and made it really dramatic, too. Especially in the end, which was emotional for me, too.
Oh, God.
Also, another new atmosphere of the old Plainfield town and Ed's home that I just really loved. I mean, I like the look of the town in the show. You don't see much of it.
Yeah.
I think
No,
you see
not
like
really.
I think you see like Ed Gein's house and then like one
A couple storefronts, maybe. Yeah.
Watching those series felt as good as I wanted it to be. I forgot about my real life, forgot that I lived this place, forgot all the people I know, forgot who I am, and just gave into the 1940s early Ed's life. That's how I can perfectly watch movies, feel them. Get help. Like,
This person is passionate.
if you're that...
We need to get on their level, actually.
I mean, if you're that into Ed Gein's life that you're being transported back to the 1940s, yeah.
I wouldn't
help.
want to be transported back there.
Anyway, that person's name is Benjamin. Yep, Benjamin.
Yep.
Let's see here. Ed Gein, 5 stars. It was interesting to see just how much Ed Gein influenced media. Kind of.
Kind of.
This
yeah.
series humanized him in such a way that I actually pitied him by the end. Do not pity Ed Gein, people.
Do not pity him. This is what the show wanted. Do not give them what they want.
What I find most fascinating is the fact that he only actually killed 2 people, quotations, allegedly. And yet, because of all the bodies he exhumed and defiled, he is considered one of the worst, akin to Dahmer, Gacy, and Bundy, all of which I find much more vile.
See, them throwing that in is just odd.
It's weird that people keep comparing Ed Gein to these people, considering the fact that Ed Gein...
Well, I think it's because they were in the movie and they were or the series and they were being like, look, this guy Ed, like he just didn't know better. But
and
these guys, they're
and like
horrible.
Dahmer's fresh in people's heads. Like that show, like was huge when it came out.
Oh yeah, it took off. It actually surprised me when Dahmer came out, really realizing how many people don't know the actual story of what happened.
That show I could not binge in one day because I felt uncomfy watching it.
Yeah, no, it was very uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable. 5 stars. I don't know if I should pity him or get angry. You should get angry.
Get angry, yeah.
I don't know whether... By the way, he spelled weather as in weather outside, not the actual weather. I don't know whether I want to be disgusted by him or I cry. A man who killed and was a necrophile. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. He was portrayed as that, though.
I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Who knows if he actually did.
We're taking the word of a serial
yeah, but at the same time, we have no evidence towards it. So, yeah, he did not.
We'll say allegedly.
I don't know what to say. He was sick, no doubt, but the crimes he committed were gruesome. I don't know what that person was trying to say.
I don't know either.
5 stars. I've never been so distressed in my life watching something, but oh my God, Charlie Hunnam, what an actor. He makes you feel so bad for him when you know you're not meant to. Oh my God. 10 out of 10, my favorite out of the Monster series. Cried, maybe hypothetically gagged numerous times anyway. Edit, also genuinely surprisingly graphic at times. Ha ha, still in shock, actually okay, smiley face.
Okay.
Was this actually that gruesome?
I feel like I can't really say anything because of the fact that I mainly just watch horror movies.
Yeah,
and
I mean, fair. We're desensitized to it.
And fact about me, my favorite genre is body horror. So.
Oh, you're a Cronenberg person.
I love body horror movies. The Fly is great.
Fly is great. We'll talk about it. One of my all-time favorite movies is The Thing.
Yes, The Thing.
The Thing.
So freaking good. Same here. But so I can see a regular normal person who doesn't watch horror movies every single waking moment of their life watching this and it being graphic, especially the scene where she is in the barn.
Yeah.
And she's strung up, and it reminded me of Terrifier, the first one. Have you seen that?
Full disclosure, I have not seen any of the Terrifier movies. I know, people, I know.
The
I'm a horror
first-
fan, and I have not watched the Terrifier movies. I'm a disgrace.
No, you're fine. You're fine. The first one, in my opinion, is the best one. The other two, I hate. Sorry, everyone.
Well, my perception of those movies is that they're just pure gore.
They are.
Like, that's the whole movie.
It is very much like gore porn. Like,
Yeah.
I like some movies when people call it that, I'm like, no, and like I'll defend them. That one I won't defend because it very much just is that.
Like, no plot, just
Yes.
deaths.
You know what you're going into.
In a violent nature, but not as arty.
Yes. Exactly. Not as arty.
Yeah.
Good one. But so yeah, I can see because there's a scene in Terrifier where he cuts in half a woman, I think with a chainsaw. And
Actually, I
she's
think
strung
that's
up
the
like
only
that.
scene that I've seen of
Yes.
Terrifier. Is
So
that.
I was like, that reminded me of that. I was like, wow, that's a Terrifier reference if I've ever seen one. But I don't think that they were referencing it. But
I mean, you never know.
true. But that scene, I could see where people would be like, oh wow, that's a lot. Like she's split down
But
the
at
middle
this-
with no head.
At the same time, we're in a post the substance society where a
True,
body
true.
horror movie was literally up for Oscars. So
I
it's
love
like,
that.
So it's like
I feel like horror movies have been like really moving up this like
they
past
have,
year.
and I love it.
I love the recognition that
I'm
they're
hoping,
getting.
I'm hoping Sinners get some stuff. We'll talk about Sinners at some point.
Sinners is so good.
But like, I'm pretty sure Sinners. But like, getting into like a post the substance where it's like big horror movie up for a bunch of Oscars, body horror, very gruesome, very graphic. Like, is something like this that graphic?
That
Like, yeah,
crazy?
he wears skins, but it's like Texas Chainsaw came out in 1973. And like Silence of the Lambs came out in 91. It's like we've seen stuff like this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's gruesome. I don't think it's that bad.
No. I mean,
Like-
there's a pretty gruesome like chainsaw death near the end that was all in Ed's
In his head, yeah.
But,
Again,
like-
I felt like another Terrifier reference because in the third one, I actually just watched Terrifier 3 like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
He kills someone with a chainsaw in a bathroom, in a shower. Yeah.
Oh. See,
So very reminiscent. I feel
my
like.
mind just anytime chainsaws other than Texas Chainsaw, I just go to Evil Dead. So it
Oh.
felt very Evil Dead.
Okay, understandable. But I feel like maybe on a scale of 1 to 5 on gruesomeness, I feel like a 1.5, 2, 1.5. Really, it's not that terrible.
No. I have a few more screenshots. I'm only going to do 2 more.
Okay.
So 5 stars. Brilliant. The show is brilliant, and it has become even more brilliant for me watching 8th episode. These people don't know how to grammar all these
They
things.
don't know how to grammar.
Learn how to type, people. English is
You know, people don't know how to do that anymore.
yeah, that's true. God damn it. They literally copied Mindhunter in it. Yeah, they did, and they shouldn't have.
No.
And it was amazing. As about my opinion about Ed Gein himself, ... schizophrenia was not an excuse, but a reason.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
But okay, Mommy Issues final boss also. Was Ed Gein's mom a final boss in
I
this?
don't think Ed Gein's mom would be considered a final boss. No.
It would have been so fucking funny if like Ed Gein fought his mother at the end.
Just
Okay.
full on. fist
Okay,
fight.
Mom, put up your dukes. We're gonna go fucking ham.
Oh my god. No, he loved her.
Yeah, that's
To the
true.
very end, he wouldn't have done that.
I don't think Ed Gein's mom loved him, but we'll see.
No. Wasn't that like a thing that he said that like he. Because they talked to him about like if he did like have sex with the bodies. And didn't he say like he never had sex because his mom like told him not to? Isn't that like a thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because basically, like, his mom put into their minds of just like every woman on this planet is a sinner except for
Yes.
me, which is very
Everyone's a harlot.
which
but
is
me.
very cult-like. So
Yes.
I feel like
She
if
could've been a good
she could have been a
leader.
cult leader if she didn't
Yeah.
die.
Damn it. Opportunity
damn.
taken from her.
Missed opportunity, Mrs. Gein.
Come on. Make
God.
it a name for yourself.
actor did an amazing job. I presume they mean actors, but like...
Just an actor.
Maybe
they did
well,
just
no,
mean
they
him.
just mean actor because it says, I also feel sorry for him playing Ed Gein, though. I feel more sorry for Evan Peters playing Dahmer because I feel like
He really went through it.
He really went to a dark place.
He did. I think he stopped doing any like horror or anything like that for a while.
Yeah, he kind of had to put a pause and be like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
No, he got into
I played
it.
a character who jacked off to a dead fish. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, I think he needed to reevaluate what was going on. I think I saw he's in the new American Horror Story season.
Yeah,
though.
he is, as is everybody else who has ever been in an American Horror Story.
Well, not all of them are in every season.
That's true. But they brought back, what's her name? The one that disappeared for a while. Jessica Lange. Yeah, they brought her back.
Her.
She's back. She said, I'm
She's
never going to do
back.
these. And I guess they backed up a money truck and she was like, okay, I'll do it.
It's Jessica Lange. I would have given her
Yeah.
all my money too.
And then this person ends with, the last episode is honestly just wow.
Was it?
I mean, wow is a word that I would use, but
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, like what did I spend like 8 hours of my time on that I'll never get back? What the heck?
I will never get back. Well, you know, it is what it is. You take a risk.
Yeah, we're making content now.
We're
from
making
it, so,
content.
yes.
But when I watched this, we weren't, so
Yeah.
I wasted my time. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to end on 5 stars. Ryan Murphy is my favorite pervert.
Oh, okay.
Which I feel like that's appropriate because, yeah, he is kind of a perv.
Yeah. I saw someone say someone needs to like check his like hard drive.
We need to check his basement. What's in his basement?
Yeah.
Because between this and American Horror Story, like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. You need to calm down.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, that has been Midnight Movies. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This is our first episode of...
Or not watching, listening.
Or watching. You guys are watching podcasts, right?
Right?
Never mind my little mini stroke that I just had. Thank you guys for listening. Jade, you can edit that out.
Yeah,
or
edit
not.
that.
Or not. That's fine.
Leave it in.
Thank you for listening. Support our Patreon. We don't have one yet, but go to Patreon's website and harass them. Just be like... Just get on there, email their, like, contacts and just be like, we support Nikki and Cody. And they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are these people? Special shout out to Jade, our editor, for editing this. He doesn't have to, but we really appreciate it.
No, thank you. We love you so much.
Because I could not do it because I cannot listen to the sound of my own voice.
No.
Because it's gross.
And they're doing this currently unpaid.
Yeah. But then again, we are also unpaid. So
Yeah.
This is just a passion project.
The love of it.
The love of it. I just love talking movies.
Movies.
And TV shows, I get. Well, I think we'll see how it goes. I think this might be the only TV show we talk about.
I think so. I think it's mainly just going to be movies.
Yeah.
I mean, never say never.
Never say never. I kind of just wanted to talk about this because I had so much fucking shit to say about it.
Yeah. And I mean, now I do too. Because
Yeah.
I watched it for this. And oh.
So to give a preview for what we're going to do next, something that the complete contrast to what we just talked about, something that Nikki and I both love, which is the Blair Witch Project.
Yes, and found footage.
Found
just in general.
footage. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, this has been Midnight Movies. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. I'm Ed Gein. I'm also saying bye. I hope you guys like the podcast. Okay, I'm done. JD can edit that out. Or keep it in. I don't care. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.